Hello CAT aspirants. Now today we are going to talk about CAT 2024 slot 2. I've already done slot 1 videos in two parts, right? Where I've shown you the questions you were supposed to do in the round 1, they were easy, and then the questions you were supposed to leave on that day because they were difficult or either lengthy, right? Now similarly we'll crack down slot 2 and you will realize a very beautiful thing that in slot 1 as well as slot 2 there were around 10 or 11 doable questions which are supposed to be done and 10 or 11 those questions which were supposed to be left. And do you know these 10-11 questions contribute to 30-33 marks which eventually lead to 99 plus percentile in the quant section. So that means to get 99 plus in quant section, you just need to do the doable questions which can be done within 2 minutes or 3 minutes per question. And if you are doing even 3 minutes per question, then 11 questions, 33 minutes. And the remaining 7 minutes for selection of those questions. So that should be your fair strategy to get the higher scores in quant. So let's have a look at those round 1 questions of slot 2, the easier questions where you could score, right? So my name is Rahul Bathla and I am a CAT 99.95 percentile and a GMAT 780, where quant is 100 percentile. Let's go ahead and crack this down the round 1 of CAT 2024, a slot 2. All right. Now I've categorized the questions in the 5 modules: arithmetic, algebra, geometry, number system, modern math. Fair amount of questions were doable in arithmetic and algebra, 3 4 3 4, and then 1 1 1 from each of them, something like that, right? So what I want from your end is that now I'm going to show the question. You're going to pause the video, try it on your own, and then see whether you are able to do the doable question within the 3 minutes time. If yes, you are doing spot on, and if no, you need to pace up the things. And if you're able to do it little quick, then the 3 minutes, then it is beautiful, right? Why? Because that means you will be able to do these 11 questions in less than 33 minutes, and that means you have some more time to even attempt the difficult questions, the round 2 questions, and hence get a better score than 33 marks and higher percentiles, maybe even 100, who knows. So let's try arithmetic, easy question. Here's the one, try it on your own, and then I'll go ahead with the question. Okay, assuming that you have paused the video and tried it on your own, and now it is my turn. This question was easy if you attempt it in a right way. The approaches does matter, right? The approach does matter. Now, if you think that this question is from mixtures, you are mistaken. This question is not from mixtures. This question is from basic percentage and ratio, right? This looks like mixture. If I change this question and I say a bag contains certain amount of gold coins and silver coins, when 2 silver coins were added, new solution has 50% gold coins. When 15 gold coins were added, then the solution has 80% gold coins. Getting the point? Now, how do I know that this is not a mixtures question, but rather a percentage ratio question? Because I have the specific numbers written over here. When 2 liters of water was added. Now, it is not about mixing two things in some concentration. It is about adding a fixed quantity of an element B that is present. Similarly, here it says, when 15 liters of acid. So, adding a fixed quantity of element A that is present. So, how to start? Let's begin. Let us say we had some acid and we had some water. When 2 liters of water was added, so this becomes W plus 2. Acid, no change. At this point of time, new solution had 50% acid. So if 50% acid, that means 50% water. So equal, that means A equals to W plus 2. First equation done and dusted. Next. Now, when 15 liters of added acid was further added. So now acid becomes A plus 15. 15 liters further added. Water remained the same. Now the new final solution has 80% acid. So if this guy has 80% acid, this guy has 20% water. If 80% is acid, the remaining is water. So what's their ratio? 24 or 21, 4 is to 1. That means A plus 15 upon W plus 2 equals to 4 upon 1. We are done. Get rid of it because it is W plus 2. That was our first equation. Put it here. W plus 2 plus 15, that's W plus 17 upon W plus 2 is equals to 4 by 1. And I guess we are done. Here there is another approach. You can see the difference between these two is 15. There the difference between these two is 3 multiplied by 5. 20 by 5. Then W plus 2 is 5. W is 3. You are done. W3 A5 you are done. But again, if you don't know, you can cross multiply. That is always there, right? Majority will do it this way. 12 plus 17 equals to 4W plus 8. Then 3W. This is 17 minus 8. That's 9. And then comes out to be W as 3. If W is 3, A comes out to be W plus 2. That means 3 plus 2, which is 5. Takes still some time. The question asks ratio of water to acid. That's 3:5. What I did in my mind was, I counted the difference between these two, numerator and denominator. It was very obvious, 15. So in the right hand side also, I wanted the distance to be 15. But what we have right now is 3. How can you make 3 15? By multiplying 5. So if I multiply 5, this becomes 20 upon 5. Of course, I can write down this in this format. Now the difference is 15, the difference is 15. So this equals to this. So W plus 2 is 5, W is 3. That is what I did in my mind. Looks a little trickier, but once you get habits of these things, these becomes very, very fast. And thus you're able to do such kind of questions within 1 minute. If you wish to learn them now, it's okay, no problem. Little things, not a huge concept, which I would say that, okay, no point of learning right now. Easy thing, you can easily learn it, crack it down, done. Answer 3:5. Make sure you don't end up marking 5:3. It's asking water to acid. There were some of my students who eventually solved this, but eventually gave the answer as acid to water. Don't be that guy, right? Question number 2, try it on your own. A profit loss scenario. I'll get aside. That's your, okay. Hoping that you have done it, hoping you have attempted it. Make sure that at the end of the session, you tell me in the comments how many were you able to do on your own and how much time did you take in total. If that is under 35 minutes, you are spot on, guys. You are a guy who can easily score 99 plus percentile in quant. Definitely. Now, Beena incurs 19% loss when she sells a product at rupees 4860. So if Beena sells at 4860, she is getting a loss of 19%. So this value, when decreased by 19%, 19% loss means decreased by 90% becomes 4860. So multiplying factor 0.81. 19% loss. So you're selling at 81%, which is 0.81. So this into 0.81 is 4860. Let's find out this. Let's call it as x. So x into 0.81 is 4860. This is clearly 81.6. 10 is already there. 2 zeros because of the 2 decimals. So that means the cost was 6,000 rupees. Simple. And now, who in turn? So Beena sells a product to Sham. Sham sells this to Hari. At what price we don't know. So this is some new price of this product. Okay. So Beena sells to this guy sells to this guy at some new price, we don't know. Now, if Beena would have sold this product to Sham at the purchase price of Hari, that means this new price, right? Hari purchased it at this price, correct? So if Beena is selling straight to Hari at this new price, what happens? She would have obtained 17% profit. So I can easily get this price. So this guy sells to this guy. At 19% loss, you get this. This guy sells to this guy at a new price, which we don't know. Now the question says, if Beena directly would have sold at this new price, he would have gained 17%. Now 17% of this you can easily find out. 17 into 6 is 102, 60 and 42. Percentage will take away 2 zeros, 1 zero you will still have. So that means this is the profit she will make and eventually will sell at 6,000 plus 1020, that's 7020. Right. Then the profit in rupees made by Sham is. So how much profit Sham would have made by selling at this price? Right? This was Beena, this was Sham, and this new price belonged to Hari. So this was a scenario which was hypothetical. Now the question says, what would have been the profit Sham would have made by selling it to Hari at this price? So 140 will make it 5,000. I want 7020, so plus 2020 more, so that's 2160. So all these things which I do does help me in the calculation. So first I take it to 5000 and then to 7020. Easy to calculate. Rather than subtracting this and this, you'll go there, write down four numbers, subtract. Why wasting time? Easy to take it to 5000, then easy to take it to 7020. Done. Got it. That's how you play mental games, right? Chala. Let's go to the third question. The game is yours now, right? Why did I put this question in an easy question? Because this was a repeat question. This was a question exactly copied with the exact numbers, with the exact options from CAT 2023. And this becomes our responsibility that while going for 2025 CAT, we must see 2022, 3, 4. These past 3 years, all 3 slots, because sometimes the question does repeat either with the same numbers or with the different numbers. Attempt it. Many of you must know the answer as 20808 if you must have done this question in the 2023 mock test or when you were looking at those PYQs. So Anil invests 22,000 for 6 years in a scheme of 4% interest per annum compounded half yearly. So this is the principal. Compound interest case 4% annum, but you are going for half yearly. So eventually you have 2% rate. So multiplying factor 1.02. Why? 4% is for an year. You are going for half year, so 2%. Now, how many times your value will be compounded? 6 years. Not the power is going to be 6, but 6 into 2. Why? Every year your value gets compounded 2 times. So 2 times why? Because of half yearly. So 6 years and then 2 times in every year. So 6 2s are 12. So that's the amount of this Anil guy. Now Sunil invested a certain amount, we don't know, let's call it principal, in the same scheme for 5 years. So same scheme, that means same multiplying factor, just the difference is 5 years. So 5 years, every year 2 times compounding, 5 to the 10 power. And then reinvest this entire amount. So far his amount is this. Now he takes this entire amount and goes to another bank and says, take this. So for the other bank, this acts as the principal, right? You have this much amount. Now you withdraw and go to another bank and give this entire amount to the other bank. So another bank receives all this amount. So this becomes the principal. Now another bank offers us what? 10% simple interest. So that means 1.1, another factor of simple interest for 1 year. And at the end of the 6 years, here 6 years entirely in the compound interest, 5 years here, compound interest, and then this money acts as the principal for simple interest. This is the 6th year. And they both have the same amount of money. Compare them and you're done. Now the point is, sir, how to tackle this power of 12? You don't have to. Here we have 10 power, here we have 12 power. What we are left with is 2 powers. 1.1 takes away this, 1.1, 11, 2 ja, 3 zeros already, 1 because of the decimal. 1.02 whole square, very simple. 102, this is 2 far than 100, add 2 more, so becomes 104. Then add a square of 2, 04. Now these kind of stuff I've already taught in the MBA wala channel, squares near 100. You can see that video to get how I calculated this. Otherwise use simple calculator. So this becomes P, 4 zeros, 4 decimal places goes away, 20808. That's your principal and you are done. The answer is D within 3 to 4 lines. The thing to observe is even the CAT questions, if approached in the right way, 4 lines, just a flow chart, 3 4 lines. Yes, remember, I did not do this in the paper. I just did these 3 and this. Remember? That's how you tackle them within 1 minute or 2 minutes. In case you're eyeing, 19 odd questions of 22 or maybe 20 odd questions. That were 3 arithmetic questions that were supposed to be done. Time for us to move to algebra questions that were supposed to be done. So here is the first one. Try it on your own. Right? A beautiful approach we are going to see over here. Try. Fine. Assuming you have done this one on your own, now play the video. If you haven't, please pause because you're gonna tell me how many you were able to do and also with the time. When Rajesh age was same as the present age of Garima, the ratio of the ages was 3:2. When Garima's age becomes the same as the present age of Rajesh, the ratio of the ages of Rajesh and Garima will become what? So basically what we have is two people. Let us say we have two people. I'm not gonna, majority of the people they just go straight, assume R, assume G, and then playing. First, let's observe the scenario. So let us say we have Rajesh and Garima, and that is their present ages. Now, when Rajesh age was same as present age of Garima, okay. So when this guy was of her age, the ratio of their ages was 3:2. That means 100% sure that this Rajesh guy is older, because at a certain point of time, we don't know ahead or before, their ages were in the ratio of 3:2. 3 is greater than 2. That means Rajesh is older than Garima. So now when Rajesh was of Garima's age, that time must have come some years before, because this guy is older. If this guy is older than her, then definitely when he was of her age, this time would have occurred some time back, right? For example, let us say I am 7, you are 5. So I will be of your age, that means 5. That would be 2 years back. I am a 7, you are of 5. I want to be of your age, I want to go back. So at a certain point of time, some years ago, we don't know, right, how many years ago, but some years ago, there was a situation when their ratio was in the ratio, their ages were in the ratio of 3:2. So he was 3x and she was 2x. And we know at this time, at this particular time, this guy was of Garima's age. Yes or no? The question says, at some point of time, we don't know when this guy was equal to Garima's present age. That means Garima's present age is 3x. At that point of time, they have the ratio 3:2. Now I know that how many years ago you are talking about. Why? Because I know that Garima has come X years forward. So Rajesh also has to come X year forward. That means present age, if he is 4x, that girl is 3x. Now the question says, when Garima's age becomes the same as present age of Rajesh. So when Garima's age will become the present age of Rajesh, that means when she will be 4x, that means you're talking about X year forward. That means the Rajesh will be also X year forward. That means 5x. At that point of time, the ratio of the ages would be 5:4. That's it. See the approach, guys. 3 boxes, you're done. It all matters down to your approach. CAT is all about approach. That's it. No equations, nothing. Just the flow charts, the right flow charts, the understanding. Trying to read between the lines. Who is older? What time are you talking about? All these things play the role. Let's go for question 5. This is a straightforward inequality question, a conceptual one rather than an aptitude one. If you have learned inequalities, if you have learned fractional inequalities or rational inequalities, whatever you say, definitely you will be able to do it. Only given that you don't make a calculation mess. Let's solve it. I hope you have paused it and solved it. So let's bring everything on the left hand side. Make the right hand side 0. The first step of any inequality, right? Then taking the LCM, you have x plus 5, you have 2x minus 3. This goes here, 2x minus 3 minus x minus 5 less than equals to 0. This becomes x minus 8. This becomes x plus 5. This becomes 2x minus 3 less than equals to 0. The things are factorized. Now it is all about the way we curve. We have a minus 5, rest 2 are the positive critical cases, so minus 5 comes here. 3/2 and 8, so 3/2 is smaller, 8 is larger. All the brackets have the positive coefficients of variables, so you will start with positive. Now you should know the basics, right? When you're looking for the PYQs, that's the way we curve. You're looking for negative, right? Less than 0 are negative. So this region and this region, that means minus infinity to minus 5 union 3/2 to 8. That's your answer. Minus 5 not to be included, denominator critical case. 3/2 not to be included, denominator critical case. 8 has to be included the critical case of numerator. Minus infinity, we always keep it open. So the option that aligns with this, less than minus 5 and between 3 by 2 to 8, where 8 is included. So answer is C, right? Of course, this does not align with this. This does not align with this. Less than minus 5 is okay, but greater than 3 by 2, no. You have to be closed at 8, right? You cannot go till infinity. That's your answer. Simple, straight one. So CAT does you give you straight questions also if you are just aware with the mathematical concepts and maybe the aptitude concepts are new to you. Then also you can aim for some questions straightforward, right? So what are you talking about? We have just taken care of the quant section. We never thought about aptitude. Happens. 90% people there just worked on the quant. Only the 10% worked on quant as well as the aptitude. So if you're a person who is really struggling with the LRDI, not able to open the sets, but you're able to do fair in quant, that means you are one of the student who knows the quant but did not work much on the aptitude side. So that has to be taken care of. If you can work on that in the recent times, it will be great. How can you do that? Do more sets, whatever possible. Make cases. PNC is one of the topics that helps you learn how to approach the questions, right? Geometry is one of the areas that helps you learn how to approach the questions, because there every figure is new. You need to think there, right? All right. So sixth question, the easy one based on algebra. Another one, m and n are natural numbers such that n is greater than 1. M to the power n is this crazy number, right? And m minus n has to be asked. Now, this entire thing has to be converted in something to the power something. So I just need one base or I just need one power. The idea is to make one power. If the powers look same, then I can easily convert this into this format. For example, if I have 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3, the powers are same. I can easily say 2 into 3 to the power 3 and hence 6 to the power 3. So such kind of numbers can be easily converted into a single power if the powers are same. Let's try to make them without wasting any more time. Let's make them. This guy would be 2 to the power 5 whole to the power 5. This guy will be 3 to the power 8 whole to the power 5. Sir, how did you think it? Because the HCF of these two powers is 5. So both of them can be written in the form of power 5. 5 5 are 25, 8 5 the 40. Here you have m to the power n. Now this becomes 2 to the power 5 into 3 to the power 8 whole to the power 5. That's your m to the power n. So m comes this number, n comes this number. So n definitely is 5. M is a very huge number where you will be required to take a calculator. 2 to the power 5 is 32, fine. 3 to the power 4 I know is 81, 3 3 is 9, 9 9 is 81. But this is 3 to the power 8, so 281. So this becomes 32 into 81 square I know, that's 64, 0 1, 16, that's 6561. All these things, Vedic maths you can use, you can learn, right? I've done a video square from 1 to 100, Rahul Bathla, you search it, you will get. Now here I'll use the calculator, 32 into 6561, right? Now here once you go ahead and you use the calculator, this will come out to be 32, this is 18,000, alright, this will be somewhere around 20 and 9952, done. So that's your m, this is your n, m minus n, you get 209947. Now of course you can use the calculator in case you don't know the abacus, you don't know Vedic maths, you can go with the calculator over here. Here also you can go, right? But it will be difficult if you keep typing 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, then 3 into 3 into 3 8 times. Don't do that. At least make sure that you know 2 to the power 5, 3 to the power 4 and 3 to the power 4. After this you want to apply a calculator, apply it, right? Because there is an on-screen calculator. You cannot keep typing, right? So here's the question 6. One more question was easy, but only easy if you know how to tackle functions, if you have seen the special kinds of functions. Otherwise, you will have to keep this particular question in the round 2. I was also very confused where to keep this one, round 1, round 2, round 1, round 2, from the student's perspective. But then I thought that, like, I know that, okay, there are certain patterns of function. Students also know that there are certain patterns of function. So for the students who have studied functions, it won't be some different pattern. This is a pattern which they must have seen. I'm talking about the students who have really studied functions in depth with a mentor, or if on their own, then proper sources. That's very important, right? Let's check how to deal with this one, right? Try it on your own, guys. All the questions have to be tried on your own, right? For me, this video so far, we are on the 7th question. It's just 25 minutes. For you, it should not be. It has to be a little longer, right? Okay, what does this say? Now this says that a function f maps the set of natural numbers to whole numbers such that fxy is this. For all xy, fp equals to 1 for every prime number. All right, so that means we know f of 2 is equals to 1. We know that f of 5 is equals to 1. But why f of 2 and f of 5? Because I saw that he's asking for f of 16,000 or 160,000, which is nothing but f of 16,000. We have 4 2's over here and 1 0 has 1 2, right? See, these things you should know. 10 is 2 and a 5. So 1 2 3 4, 4 2's, 4 2's. That means you are 2 to the power 8. And then what do you have? 4 zeros, that means 4 5's. 1 0 has 1 5. So this is 5 to the power 4. So I knew I have to go here, so I went there. Now guys, can I calculate f of 2 to the power 8? Because see, if I apply this, this is my x, this is my y. What you are asking me to calculate is f of x, that is f of 2 to the power 8, f of 5 to the power 4, plus f of 2 to the power 8, plus f of 5 to the power 4. Now there has to be some pattern of how to go from f2 to f2 to the power 8. Let's check. What if I calculate f of 2 to the power 2 or 2 into 2? What do I get? F of 2, now this becomes x, this becomes y. So f of 2, that is a 1, multiply by f of 2, that is a 1, plus f of 2, that is 1, plus f of 2, that is 1, yani ki 3. Right? That means simply you're getting it as 3. Now it is very evident, even f of 5 into 5 will give you the same scenario, because f of prime is 1 irrespective of you put it 2 or you put it 5, right? Now this will be f of 5 into f of 5, that again means 1 into 1, plus f of 5 plus f of 5, because x also 5, y also 5, so this also becomes 3. So I hope you must have understood that f of 2 square is going to be same as f of 5 square, f of 2 cube is going to be same as f of 5 cube, because they'll follow the same pattern. So the idea is, let's try to understand. F of 2 came out to be 1, f of 2 square came out to be 3. Do you see some pattern? Let's calculate one more, f of 2 cube. So that is f of 2 square into 2 to the power 1, that is f of 2 cube. F of 2 square, that is 3. F of 2, that is 1, plus f of 2 square, that is 3. So I'm again and again applying this so that I understand the pattern. Plus f of 2 to the power 1, that is, so this becomes 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7. So f of 2 cube comes out to be 7. Now try to analyze the pattern. 2 cube is 7, 2 square is 3, f of 2 is 1. So it's nothing, just 1 less than this. 2 cube is 8, 1 less than this. This is 2 square minus 1, this is 2 minus 1. So what will be 2 to the power 8? 2 to the power 8 minus 1. What will be 5 to the power 4? 2 to the power 4 minus 1. Don't say 5 to the power 4 minus 1. Even the 5 is playing the same game. If the power is 1, 2 to the power 1 minus 1. If the power is 2, f of 5 square. So it's not 5 to the power 2 minus 1, it's 2 to the power 2 minus 1. Yes or no? It will have the same thing. 2 and 5 does not mean anything. They are all same. All the prime numbers give up 1. So this becomes 2 to the power 7, 8 minus 1 again, plus 2 to the power 4 minus 1. Power is the main game over here, right? 2 to the power 8 minus 1, 2 to the power 4 minus 1, 2 to the power 8 minus 1, 2 to the power 4 minus 1, and you are done. So 2 to the power 8, how much? 256 minus 1, 255. 2 to the power 4 minus 1, 16 minus 1, 15, plus 255 plus 15. This becomes 260 and 270. And 15 into 255 is 2550. That's 255 into 10. And when you multiply 5, that's half of it. So 1250 and 1275. That's the half. So it's 3825. This is 3825 plus 270. Right? So it's 4095, I guess. Yes. So C is the answer. Now again, I told you this one can be tough for people. This one can be easy for people, those who have studied this pattern, right? F of x y equals to fx, fi, fx plus fy. Noticing that it does not matter whether you take 2 or 5. It is gonna be true for every prime number, right? So f of p is gonna be 1, f of p square is gonna be 3, f of p cube is gonna be 7. So it is 2 to the power of the prime number minus 1. That is what you get, right? So that was okay. Let's keep it in round 2. Let us say we only have 10 questions in round 1. Okay, can be said. Okay, little, if even you know the pattern, it's gonna be a tedious calculation, a long one. Do you see? Of course, I cannot place this question with this question, time taking, right? So let's go to question number 8. Geometry. This was very doable. Very easy questions were placed in geometry. This one, have a look at it. So simple, straightforward question was there. You must get this one, right? Now that is the problem with the students who leave geometry, number system, modern math and just play with arithmetic algebra. That is the problem, because arithmetic algebra, they are time consuming. They take time, while they do not. ABCD is a trapezium, AB parallel to CD. I don't know which one is longer, so let's keep. The sides AD and BC when extended intersected point D. Okay, something like this. This is point D, ABCD yet to be mentioned. AB is 2, CD is 1. That means this guy is 2, this guy is 1. This is AB and the extended sides are AD. So A and D must form a side and B and C must form a side. Now I don't know these two. Let's call it as X and a Y. Fine. Perimeter of ABCD. Perimeter of ABCD is 6. We already have 3. So the remaining 3 will come from X and Y. 2 plus 1, 3. And then a 3 makes it 6, right? Now the point is, if they are a trapezium, these two are parallel, right? So if the ratio is 1 is to 2, this length is half of it, a line drawn parallel, and half of it, it's the midpoint theorem. So this is going to be acting as midpoint, this is going to be acting as midpoint. So the perimeter of the triangle becomes 2x plus 2y, x plus y is 3, so 2x plus 2y is 6, plus this, that is 2, which is 8. Now, are we supposed to leave such kind of question in hunt of those big arithmetic algebra questions, which even if we know are going to take time to get solved? That is why I always kept saying that forget the n number of videos that are kept out there. You cannot just go only by arithmetic and algebra, because when talking about, from a perspective of students, only 5 to 6% of the students are there that eventually gets hold of arithmetic algebra in such a way that they're able to solve 90-95% of those questions. The remaining eventually will end up getting 70% questions right only in arithmetic and algebra, not just because they could not, because the time factor was also there in the paper. When you're doing practice, you're able to do 10 of 10 of algebra or arithmetic, but when you go in the paper, there is a time factor. It's not possible to hit every algebra and arithmetic question right within the paper. Time factor. But the geometry, there'll be easy questions, quick questions, and not just one, 3 numbers for just 1 minute, another 3. This is a 30-second question. Coordinate of 3 vertices are given to you. You can easily check the y is same here, the x is same here. This is a right angle triangle. If I start with 1, 2, the next guy I get, x does not change. 1, 10, x does not change, no right or left movement. Here the y does not change, 1, 2 to 7, 2. That means no up or down movement. It's a right angle triangle. 1 to 7, 6 length. 2 to 10, 8 length. This guy is going to be 10. What are you asking me? Radius of incircle. In radius, what is r? S minus h. That's it. What is the semiperimeter? 10, 8, 18, 6, 24. Divided by 2, 12 minus hypotenuse 10. Answer 2, you are done. 6 numbers wasted just because we did not study geometry, right? Wasted 6 numbers. Very disheartening. At least do geometry if you're going to leave modern math or number system. At least geometry, my dear friends. All right. Now the number system, easy question. Now this came out of nowhere, right? These questions were there in old CAT, suddenly came back to, Fermat theorem or Wilson theorem. You can attempt it by both of them. Came back in the picture and said, hey, Fermat theorem is still there, right? What does the theorem say? Theorem say that if you have a prime number in the denominator, then any number to the power 1 less than this prime number, right? 1 less than this prime number is 10. It's going to result in the remainder 1. So if you have any number and the power is of the form of 10k, then also the remainder is going to be 1, right? Why? Because you will say n to the power 10, n to the power 10, n to the power 10. How many times? K times. Divide by 11. Each of them will give 1. Now if you multiply 1 n times, you'll get 1. So that means if I say 3 to the power 333, take the powers in the form of 10k aside, so 3 to the power 330 will go away. This will end up in 1. And then you will be left with 3 to the power 3, the remaining 3. This is going to give you 1. This is 27. 27 by 11 is going to give you 5 remainder. Answer is 5. Here, if too much arithmetic algebra dominated, 3, 6, 9 numbers which you could have got within 3 minutes, right? A good or an average arithmetic or algebra question will also take the time equivalent to these 3 questions, even if you know it, because they take time to get solved. Yeah. Let's go to the final one that was doable. Okay. 11 doable questions. Even if you get rid of that one, which was difficult, then also 10. And if you have left P and C and all, then also 9 doable. So slot 2, a little difficult than slot 1. There were 11 questions, straightforwardly easy. So let's finish it off and finish the video. The 11 doable questions. What? Actually 9. I did it purposely so that the next video is also not too long. This was also not too short, to balance it up, but 9 doable questions that you have to agree, even if you don't count this one. Okay. So P, Q, R, and S are 4 towns. One can travel from P to Q along 3 different paths. So we have a P, we have a Q. You can go by 3 different paths. Q and S along 4 different paths. Okay. So Q and S, you have 4 different paths. And then P and R, 4 direct paths. Okay. So P and R is 4. All right. We have a R here, 4 separate paths. And there is no direct path between P and S, no path between P and S. Well, there are few direct paths between Q and R. Okay, so you can go from here to here, but how many? Don't know, so keep it X. And between R and S, also there are some direct paths. We don't know the number, let's keep it Y. That's the figure, that's how they are connected. One can travel from P to S, okay, either via Q. So if you go via Q, P to Q3, Q to S4, so 3 into 4, that is 12 ways. Or via R, okay, yes, P to R, then R to S, so 4 into Y. Application of multiplication, right? Principle of multiplication. This into this paths, this into this paths. And then or via Q followed by R. So you can also go P to Q, Q to R, then S. P to Q3, 3x, Y. That means 3xy. These are the paths you can go. All right, and this becomes 62 possible ways. Fine, I have my first equation, right? In fact, let's take this over there. You have 4y plus 3xy is equals to 50. Let's take y common as well. Who's gonna solve it otherwise? 4 plus 3x is equals to 50. That's first equation, and we are done till this point of the question. One can also travel from Q to R. Q to R, that's x, either directly, okay, that means x, or via P. So Q to P, right, and then 2R. So 3 into 4, that's 12 again. And then or via S. So Q to S and then R, that's 4y. And that given to us is as 27 possible ways. Fine. So the second equation you have is x plus 4y is equals to 15. Not so many possible values. Don't make quadratic. We're not stupid people, right? Of course, x and y are integers. It cannot be possible that there were 2.5 pathways, right? Y does not have so many chances. Y can be 1. In that case, 4 goes there. X becomes 11. Y can be 2. 4 to the 8. 15 minus 8, 7. Y can be 3. 4 3 is 12. 15 minus 12, 3. It cannot be 4. 16 goes over there, becomes minus 1. So just these three possibilities are there. Put over here, check. 11 and 1. Does it work? If y is 1, x is 11, this is 37. 33 plus 4, 37. 1 into 37, not gonna work. Not possible. If y is 2, x is 7. 21 plus 4, this is 25. 2 into 25, 50, yes, works. 7 and 2 is the right answer. X is 7, y is 2. Possible direct paths between Q and R. You're asking me X. X guy is 7. That's our answer. No point over here once you reach these two equations, you're struggling, making quadratic equations, playing with them. What's the use of all that? Play smartly. And that brings us to the end of this video, the doable questions. I hope you got it. Cheers and all the best. Hope you're learning well. Tell me in the scores how many were you able to do from these. Next time we meet, lot 2, those questions that were not supposed to be done, the remaining 11. Okay, take care, all the best, see you in the next video.